want to talk about the 9 principles of a high value woman. Now, why should you care? Right? Why should you bother with any of this? Okay, now the reason is we oftentimes make these little micro decisions throughout our day. We know when we are being authentic and we are just being ourselves. And then there are situations and relationships where we're not who we are. Okay, we're not being congruent to who we are. And I want to offer that those are the moments when you don't feel right, or you make a choice, or you make a decision, or you say something against yourself. Those are the times, those micro decisions that are decreasing, killing your self-esteem. You erode it away. Some of you are habitually doing it. You have been brought up to do that by people pleasing or saying yes when you really want to say no, things like that. You have very, very low self-esteem because you, on a daily, weekly basis, you're making those little decisions that keep your self-esteem low. If you're going into dating with low self-esteem, even if you try to act like you're confident, that's not going to last. That's why you can attract a man pretty easily, but a lot of you find it hard to keep a man because of that lack of congruency. So that's why I want to talk about some of these principles, these 9 principles of being a high value woman. And I believe, to me, a high value woman is a woman who lives authentically to who she really is. Okay, she honors who she really is, and she's confident about it. She can back herself up. She has her own back. Here are the 9 principles. Number 1, tell the truth. Telling the absolute truth, at least to yourself, is the most important thing. Okay, it's everything. If you don't start with the truth, everything else is going to be a lie. It just kind of all, affects everything else in your life. If you lied about why you wanted to get into a certain career and now you're in it and you're not happy with it, you're going to start lying some more to yourself about why you don't like it or why you're staying. Or I see a lot of women doing this. They end up dating a guy. They don't even like the guy that much. And they keep wanting it to work out. Okay, not being honest that they don't even like the guy that much. The guy isn't even that great of a guy. But they're still in it. They're staying in it. And they tell themselves, no, this can work out. He's a good person. I feel like this is right. Is tell the truth. Okay, it starts from there. Number 2, take responsibility for every result. Whatever result you've created in your life, whether it's your job, your income, your relationship, no relationship status, your body, everything, every result, your abilities, your confidence level, your self-esteem, take responsibility for it all. You were the one to make the decisions that you've made that has led you to have the result that you have in every area. Some of you are playing victim and you don't even realize you're playing a victim. Some of you are great at taking responsibility for this area or that area and this area, and then over here, this one little piece over here that usually is the area that you're struggling with and have been struggling with for a long time, that has made no progress. Usually that's the area where you're playing victim. Number 3, commit to feeling your feelings. Okay, your feelings, your feminine energy. Okay, your energy. We have to honor that. That's a part of our core us. It's so important. Our feelings are always coming forward to bring us a message, to tell us something important, something we need to pay attention to. That comes from our core, from our spirit, our soul. So those of you who are great at dismissing your feelings or thinking, feelings, who needs those, right? That's just not a big deal. I need to be thinking about stuff and planning things and putting actual practical things into place. Those of you in that kind of mode, majorly dishonoring your feelings. You're not going to live your best life, and you're not going to show up in the world as the best version of you. You're going to naturally be fragile, right? When someone says something you don't like, when someone hurts you, when you get rejected, you're not going to have that foundation to prop yourself up because you've been ignoring yourself, ignoring your heart for God knows how long. Okay, so that's really important, is to honor and embrace your feelings and really commit to feeling them. Okay, give them that space. Number 4, cultivate self-awareness. Self-awareness is huge. We have these defense mechanisms, we have these habits built up, things that we do where we're actually numbing, avoiding, distracting ourselves from our feelings, our true feelings. We do that, especially if the feeling is very subtle, and usually feelings are subtle. Okay, when it's subtle, we tend to be like, oh, it's not a big deal, you know, I'm just going to do this thing to make myself feel better. I feel a little bit blah today, so I'm going to do something fun to make myself feel better, instead of looking at, okay, why do I feel this way? What's going on? Is there something wrong? You know, am I dating someone and they're giving me a feeling that something's wrong? Feelings come with a message, so we have to honor that. We also need to know when we are not paying attention to ourselves. Number 5, practice self-compassion and acceptance. Women tend to be their own worst enemies, especially now when we look at our Instagram account, we're looking at people who are rich and famous and beautiful all the time and perfect. We tend to compare ourselves to them and say how crap we are compared to everybody else, and really, you know, put ourselves down. I want to offer that no matter where you are in life or where you think you are, okay, if you're not happy with the way you look, your body, your appearance, your house maybe, your habits, the way you think about yourself, your career, how much money you make, the relationships you have. It doesn't matter what you're not happy with in your life. Practice. Put more emphasis and priority on being compassionate, on accepting. Okay, accepting where you are instead of resisting it, fighting it, wanting to push it away. It's like walking into a messy house and looking at the mess, not being blind to it and not ignoring it and being like, oh, I'm so happy because I'm not really looking at the mess, but it's actually looking at the mess and being like, yeah, I see the mess. Okay, yes, it's messy. Great. Right? Accepting what is. Number 6, set boundaries. Boundaries is all about self-love and compassion. If there's someone that keeps violating your boundaries, that keeps coming into your house, right? That one annoying family member or neighbor who keeps barging into your house without permission, taking this, doing that, signing you up for things you don't want to be a part of, coming over and taking charge, and you are not setting that boundary to say, no, okay, I will not accept this anymore. Okay, if you're not doing that, you are killing your self-esteem. Okay, we've got to set that boundary. We need to tell the people, especially the people we love, but even the people we barely know, that this is a line. Okay, I will not accept these things. These are okay, but these things, these behaviors, no, not accept that. I still love you, but I will not accept this. Learn to say no. We can't say yes to everything. It's just not possible. We will exhaust ourselves. We'll run ourselves into the ground. We need to practice self-compassion, self-love, know what we can accept, and more importantly, what we can't, because we have no space for it, because we need to take care of ourselves, and we need to start saying no to a couple of things. Number 7, have a vision for your life. Don't allow your life to just be living day to day, week to week, paycheck to paycheck, in reaction to whatever comes up. Don't be a little lab rat, little primitive animal who's just reacting to their environment constantly, instead of having a big overall vision and having your life be bigger than the day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month stuff. Think a little bit forward. Think, at the end of my life, what do I want it to be about? Who do I want to be? What do I want to have created? What do I want to pass on? What's going to be my legacy? What's the whole purpose of all this? You have to find that out for yourself, because everyone's a little bit different. Number 8, Once you know your vision, the next thing is to know your priorities. What are your top 5 priorities and values in life? Okay, these are the things that are non-negotiable. These are the things that you're going to live in accordance to, and then you're not going to break. So you've got to make sure how you're living, what you're doing on a day-to-day basis is in accordance to your values and your priorities. Very important. Number 9, cultivate giving and receiving honest feedback. Being willing to tell the truth. If someone comes to you with something and it's unacceptable, give them some constructive feedback to help the other person and to help yourself practice giving the feedback. And then when it's your turn, when you go to someone, you've created something, it's a personal project, or you're just trying to date, maybe you want to ask for feedback, right? How am I going? What do you really think? Because sometimes it's really difficult to see ourselves from that other perspective. And that's where coaching is beautiful too. That's why I love coaching. It's a great way to get that really, really honest feedback so we can grow, okay, in honor of us developing ourselves, maturing, becoming best versions of ourselves. It's very difficult to do that when we're not constantly asking for that feedback because we just can't see what we can't see. The 9 principles of a high value woman. Let's try to live by these. When you find yourself not living by these principles, that's when you start to feel this dissatisfaction with life. Okay, often when you don't live by these principles, we tend to buffer, we tend to distract ourselves with TV, with eating, drinking, partying, drugs, because anytime we're not being entertained, 24/7, we feel this discomfort, we feel this dissatisfaction with life. And I want to offer that. We want to try to promote a healthier way of living. We want to promote well-being rather than just constantly stuffing our face and distracting ourselves and taking drugs and watching TV and stuff that doesn't actually make our life really fulfilling. It's more just a temporary way to feel better. That's going to serve you in life, in your work, in your relationships. It's going to help you overall. So if you like this video, please like me, leave me some comment below. I would love to hear from you. I appreciate you guys checking me out, and I'll be back with another video next week.